What's up guys, Bryce here, and we're back at it again for another video. And in this video we have a pretty crazy iRacing race at Monza. This was about last week, and I posted a lot of videos, so this is kind of like one of these videos that I have to edit. And yeah, this is about a week old, but it is really intense. A lot of passing in this race. I qualified P3, 4 red lights, and we get underway. I had a few races where I really did lose the rear end, just from losing the car. Didn't record the qualifying because the race is actually quite long, and I'm trying to make this short as possible. There's so much action here. Going down into turn 1, third gear, and we have 2 cars to the right of us, and there's a Ferrari, or not a Ferrari, a red car to the right. I said Ferrari because I'm in a Ferrari livery, and we maintain this third place. And the thing about Monza and these cars in general, the slipstream is crazy with the cars in general, but even at Monza, as you can see, going into turn 3, we are side by side with this car on the right, going into this corner here, taking this curb on the inside. The car gets upset a bit, he's still there, and we get the move done, and we get up into second place just within the first lap. Now the FOV is really tight, but that is because I'm using triple monitors so I can see everything around me. So unfortunately you guys can't really see that. I don't know if I might record all 3 monitors because then there would be really big black bars on the top. But yeah, as of right now, the FOV is kind of like this, so let me know what you guys think of this view. And as you can see in the rearview mirror at the top, he's right there behind us, and I think I gave him just a little bit of a tap by accident. Going to this corner here, taking the inside curb, going wide there because the tires are cold, so he's going to get a really nice run onto this next corner here. And as you can see, he's fighting with the guy back there, and yeah, the first lap really intense. I'm trying to pull away as much as I can. The guy in front of us, Juan Cruz, he had a really high I rating, and he is pulling away. And long story short, he's able to pull away, and I'm not able to catch him, or no one else behind me actually. So I'm just gonna try to pull away from these guys behind us. And he had a pretty good I rating. Coming out of the first chicane, I didn't get the best of exits, but as you can see, he's there on the left-hand side. He's going to try to make a move into turn 3. I know he's there, leaving plenty of room at this point. I'm trying to get a late apex, and we do get a late apex, and now we're side by side again, and we're going to go into this first Lesmo side by side. I have the spotter telling me he's still there, and we get that place back. We just lost it there, but again, the key around this track, especially in races, is late apexes. And there was even a point in this race where on the back straight, the guy was really close behind. I let him pass so that I would be able to pass him on that front straight. You'll see this later. And I'm going to the left hand side so he doesn't get the slipstream, because once you get in the slipstream, it's like DRS, kind of how it is in F1, moving to the right, swinging the car back to the left. The car is so low to the ground that you do not want to go over big curbs. It will upset the car, and I've spun a lot in practice, and yeah, you don't want that to happen. As you can see, I am using a square wheel, a Formula style wheel. I don't know why I said square, but I am using a Formula style wheel. This is the McLaren GT3 wheel because I actually prefer it over a round wheel. I do have a round wheel, but I just prefer the McLaren wheel. I feel like I can get better reactions out of it, and it just feels overall better. But as you can see, he's making a move on the right hand side, the same guy that we just had a battle with. There he is on the right hand side, and he gets the move done. But at this point I wasn't stressing it too much because again, lap 3 of 16, plenty of laps go, and I'm getting as late of an apex as I can, taking a lot of that first curb to really set ourselves up for this straight. And this will allow us to get just a bit of a slipstream here, not too much, but I actually pulled a really good lap time. I think it might be after this with the slipstream. It was an insane lap with slipstream. It was about almost a second quicker than my qualifying lap. And again, these 2 curbs, I don't think they're as realistic as they are in real life because this track is old. I believe in real life those curbs are flat, so it is realistic, extremely realistic, because these tracks are obviously laser skinned, but I think realistic to the older version of this track. The newer version of the track, to my knowledge, the curbs are flat, and they have the giant sausage curb. But again, I don't mind because all these tracks I know are really high quality. That's another reason why I love iRacing. Every track is going to be extremely high quality, designed by these guys, and there's not a point where I say, is that realistic, because I know it is. And they're always coming out with tracks. Long Beach and Hockenheim are 2 new ones that they came out with, which I need to get because those are amazing tracks. Anyway, as I was saying about the wheel, I do like using the McLaren wheel better. It's a great cheap wheel if you're looking to get another one. But back to the race, third place. Again, not really stressing this too much. I seem to carry a bit more speed than him into this Parabolica, but he kind of seems to get a later apex. But again, we're still behind him. And if you look at the top, you can see the delta. So we're 0.50, which is half a second. And as you can see, with the slipstream, we're gaining almost a tenth. And the lap hasn't even really started yet, not even down to turn 1. And we're going to stay behind him. And really, I was trying to get a really quick lap. I wasn't even focusing on passing him. I just really wanted to get in a really good lap with slipstream. Taking the first curb pretty nicely, and the second one, not hitting that inside there. I've hit it before, and you will lose the rear end because the car, like I said, super low to the ground. It is very low to the ground, which makes it fun and challenging. And it makes these things really fast as well. The lower the car is to the ground, the faster it will be. And we're up by half a second now, braking at the 100-meter board, taking this inside curb just like that, and getting the second one, getting a nice late apex there, and we're almost up by half a second. My best qualifying lap is a 44.1, and we're already on track for a 43.6 with the way this delta is going. 0.35, quarter of a tenth, or a quarter of half a tenth. Yeah, no, a quarter of a tenth. What am I talking about? And it's weird because when I pass that DRS, I always think there's DRS, but there's no DRS, unfortunately. But we're behind this red car, which I called the Ferrari earlier, gaining and gaining. As you can see, I go to the left, I swing back to the right, and then back to the left, kind of like a pendulum. I've seen Jarno Otmir do that in F1, so I kind of use that trick in iRacing. It seems to get the trick done, to get the job done. And now we're going to get this slipstream slowly climbing up to half a second quicker. I was really happy with this. He goes in the grass a little bit. I wasn't going to take any risks like that because I've never actually done that in practice, using the grass kind of as a better entry for the Parabolica. It might have slowed him down just a little bit. But with this slipstream, we're half a second from our personal best. And we come across the line, and it's a 43.6. An absolutely insanely fast lap with slipstream. So a 43.6. I was extremely happy with that. And yeah, that is a really fast lap. I think that lap is only possible with slipstream, or unless you're an absolute alien. He slows down. He slows down, and you can see my reaction. I forgot that happened. I think he took a bit too much track and he had to yield, and he slowed down right in front of me. That got me a little upset. I didn't know what was going on, but I moved on from that. And then now we have this orange car behind us, and he's trying to get past. Everyone wants to get past me now. Breaking down for this corner. Late apex here, late apex there, upsetting the car so much. We get on the gravel just the slightest bit, and we're half a second from that car behind. But again, that could have been really bad. Good thing my reaction times are really quick when it comes to driving, and that just comes with experience. Playing racing games for a while, your reaction times will for sure improve. So I'm grateful that I didn't hit that guy. And now we're on course basically to catch the guy in P1, 2.5 seconds, but only if we're close enough for that slipstream, kind of like a all-around, kind of like a DRS that lasts throughout the whole lap, really, which is pretty insane. And that's why I love these cars. That's why I've been so hyped to drive these cars. And just the overall experience is really good. And you can see we have the orange Radical behind us, slowly gaining, slowly but surely. And he's playing it smart here because he's not going to go for a move there. He just stays behind me. And then now I knew I was a sitting duck on this straightaway because he has the slipstream. He's going to easily be able to pass us on this straightaway. He's there. And I'm kind of looking in that mirror, but at the same time, figuring out where do I place my car. If I place it in the middle of the track, he has to go to left or right. If I place it all the way on the right, he has to go around the outside, but then it becomes the inside. But he goes down the inside, and he's already there, braking a little bit earlier than normal in case he decides to cover the line. And again, the late apex is really key here. As you can see, I did get a late apex, but it wasn't enough. But I do get a really nice slipstream. And the way you tell if the slipstream is actually working is the delta will go down. But I don't think that will happen anymore because that lap was with slipstream. But the delta will start going down if you're getting a slipstream, and you'll just tell. As you can see here, I think I went for the move. No, I didn't. I stayed back and just waited patiently, which patience is really key in racing in general. Being patient is really key. And we're behind this orange car. We're in a sandwich right now. And this was the two drivers that I really had the best battle with, I think, in my whole iRacing journey so far. I have this guy in front of me and the guy behind. Extremely clean drivers, consistent, and really, really nice to have drivers like this. And going down this back straight here, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I'm not too familiar with names of tracks. I just try to focus on the driving. And behind the car here, we're going to move to the inside. Not really a great overtaking place as you also have to keep in mind that when you're battling with someone, you're gonna be going slower because you're not taking the optimal line. So that means that the car behind and the car in front has a chance to get closer to you or pull away. If me and this guy are battling here, the guy in first place can pull away quite a lot, which I was trying not to do, and then the guy behind us can catch up quite a lot. So you have to be really mindful of that, and passing on the straight is the best option here. So if I can pass this guy on the straight, I won't lose any time. I'll gain time from the slipstream, but if you're battling with someone through corners and stuff like that, you're gonna be losing time to the guy behind. So be mindful of that. We put in a pretty decent lap of 45 for move to the inside of the track. We're gonna get this move done, just like I said before, braking right at the 100-meter board, braking down into first gear ever so slowly, going over that first apex and the second one quite nicely, and we get the move done back up into P2. Really, I have the brake bias at 53.5, and this is really crucial because that's really good, but when you're going down to that first corner, you really want to not use the engine braking, or you will lose the rear. And you can tell I downshift very slowly, very smoothly, and that prevents you from losing the rear in this car. If you downshift very aggressively like you do in F1, you're gonna lose the rear, especially with the brake bias that low. So be smooth with every input in this car. Every input you need to be extremely smooth, turning as smooth as you can, just like that, and downshifting as slowly as possible, but again, not losing speed and getting on that gas as soon as we can. We've pulled just about half a second from that guy behind, Martin, I believe. And I realized that it's really hard to catch the guy in front, really, because my pace just wasn't strong enough. He was the faster driver, and that's very respectful, very respectable, I should say. And usually you don't want to push the limit too hard because that's when you make mistakes. So you don't want to start braking later because you will make mistakes that way. And you can see the orange car goes to the outside, and I'm going to let him get this move done. Or do I let him get the move done? I don't think I do. He stays behind, but as you can see, I'm not stressing it too much. It's a long race. You have to be patient when it comes to racing because you can realize that you can easily get him back. He stays behind, and now he's at the advantage. I'm staying as far as I can to the right, forcing him to go on the inside. And now we have the red Ferrari going on the inside, and now we're 3 wide and 3 wide going into turn 1, braking super late. And this is really tricky here because you have to make sure you leave room for everyone and get the move done. And I get passed, but I also pass another driver, which is good. So we get past, pretty much the positions have reversed. I'm gonna call the red car the Ferrari. He got in front of me and I was able to pass that orange car, but the last thing we want is to get passed by this orange car. So that's why we're defending pretty hard here, braking down to turn 3, and we're gonna try to pass this Ferrari here, but we're not too stressed here because again, we're in that slipstream. If I would get passed by the orange radical, that would have been a kind of a bad thing because then I would have to pass 2 cars. I'm gonna call this red car the Ferrari and the orange one the orange. So just yeah, keep that in mind. When I say orange, it means the car behind the orange car and the Ferrari. Anyway, so we have the Ferrari in front and the orange behind us, and we have a back marker here on the left hand side, so we're just gonna smoothly get by him. Again, that pendulum, like I said, going to the right, back to the left. You have to be really smooth with it though because the cars are extremely prone to being unstable if you're not smooth with the controls. He moves to the inside. I think he's trying to prevent me from getting that slipstream, but even from this far out, we're getting just a little bit of slipstream. Going into the Parabolica, a really tricky corner, accelerating once you pass that orange barrier with the Marshall on it, and then now we're on the straight and we're getting a bit of slipstream. The orange behind us has not caught up too close. We're kind of in the middle here, and here you can see we're getting slipstream from this far out. Look at the delta, it's going up, which means we're getting a slipstream from this car, getting closer and closer, but it's not enough to make a move. Super close behind the Ferrari, keeping it nice and close here. I actually decided to change my livery every race, not every race, but every track change, you could say, just to keep it nice and fresh. So we are using the Ferrari because we are in Monza, Italian, you guys get it. So right here next to the Ferrari, we're gonna stay behind them, but I'm kind of iffing to get past. I really want to get past. I feel like I've actually choked the lead sometimes because I guess I'm not as I'm not really chasing someone, so I guess I lose focus very easily when I'm out in front, so that's something I need to work on. But when you're behind someone, I really have that urge to get past, and that's when you really start pushing. It's so much easier to push the car when there's a car in front of you to catch versus just being out there alone, and that's why they have ghost cars. And here we're behind them, and here we're in a really good position. Look how close we are, and we're not even on this straight here. All I have to do is nail this corner, and we do, and we stay really tight to get a late apex. And as you can see on this back straight, we're super close, but again, I don't think I pass him here. I think I actually stay quite close behind. I do. And the point of this is so now on the front straight, we can easily pass him going down into turn 1, and he won't have a chance. If I would have passed him there, he would have had a chance to pass me going into turn 1. So here we're using all the track there on the left and using that slipstream. Hopefully I'm giving you guys some tips as well as commentating, because I think that's really cool that you guys can learn from this as well. He moves to the inside, which really won't help him too much because then I'll have the inside. And as you can see, the orange behind us is almost going to make it 3 wide, but he doesn't going into turn 1. Downshifting slowly, we're keeping the inside line, and like I said, keeping that inside line is really key. So you have to look at the corners ahead. So ideally, the middle of the track I think is the best place to defend, because if you're on the inside defending, he can easily go down the inside, but then if you're defending the outside, he's gonna have that run. So really the middle of the track is kind of the best. Hopefully you guys get that, but we do get past, and then the orange actually passed the Ferrari too. So again, P2, but the guy in first is 4.6 out, so the battle we're having here, probably not gonna catch him. But again, if he's defending the inside, or if you're defending the inside, someone can go around the outside, but then you obviously get the run. So I think the middle of the track is really the best to make him decide where to go. Kind of complicated to understand and to explain. Going into this corner here, I'm not sure what it's called. I don't want to say the wrong name because I'm going to sound dumb, but yeah. On the back straight here, going down to the Parabolica, know that corner, and now we have the orange car behind us, and he's going to try to get past. I think he backed up just a little bit, so then he could get the nice run onto that front straight. We're going to get a late apex here, and we went a little bit wide, and you can see in the rearview mirror his line was a little bit tighter, and he's very close. I know he's going to get the slipstream, so I moved to the inside, and let's see what he does here. He goes to the inside, or the outside, but it's going to be the inside once you pass turn 1 and go into turn 2 of the chicane. And now we have the Ferrari behind us, so I move to the inside so we can't make it 3 wide. Going down to turn 1, breaking at the 100-meter board, I see that he's there on the inside, and I leave plenty of room. And then we go into this second chicane there, and he's still there on the right-hand side. He's still there, and he does pull out in front. It actually looks like a Mazda livery, one of those Le Mans cars. Just looking at it now. And we're back in P2 now, or P3, and we're going to make a move down the inside, going into this little chicane here, breaking after the 100-meter board. We're now side by side, going into this corner. He's there on the inside, and we get the move done. Going side by side into that corner is very, very tricky, and you really need to have good drivers who know what they're doing. So I was really fortunate that he left me plenty of room, and I bet he felt the same about my driving as well. So we didn't get into any incidents, and in fact I had about 7 incidents, and that was just from going off track, going wide, and that's bound to happen when you're pushing the limits just like this. And he's still there behind us. He is carrying a lot more speed than we are, but he doesn't make a move there just yet. And we're going to take this curb right here in the inside and the outside one, avoiding going over the sausage there, the sausage part of it, covering the inside line. He's going to go to the outside, and I think I let him through. As you can see, I go off the throttle just a little bit in the bottom left corner. He gets through because guess what? Now we're going to have that slipstream. We go a little bit slower on entry, but the exit is a lot greater than the entry in terms of speed. And we're not super close to him, but we know that going down to turn 1, I am going to have that slipstream, and he kind of knows it. He's moving to the inside of the track now, and the tenths are going up, which is good. We're gaining time on him. He covers the inside line. I move to the outside, braking super hard into turn 1. We're not going to get the move done, but we can get a late apex. His entry into the corner was bad, but on the exit, now we have tons of slipstream here to really make a move into the second corner, just like the last lap. We're going to use the slipstream for as much as we can, so then he doesn't have a chance. We move to the outside, which will become the inside, going into this corner here, braking right at the 100-meter board, braking down slowly with those gears, using the first curb and not the second one because he is on the inside and he's still there, and we get move done. And as you can see, the Ferrari passes him as well. I thought he was going to go down there in the first Lesmo, but luckily I kind of covered that off pretty quickly, so he didn't make a move, braking at the 50-meter board and getting a late apex. And late apexes, I say it a lot, it is crucial because again, that speed you carry through it will be carried down this whole straight, and that's how we were able to pass him efficiently. And again, he carries a lot of speed here. Definitely his exits are a lot cleaner than mine, and he goes down the inside, but we're not worried about it too much. And he's still there on the left hand side, but he doesn't get the move completely done, which if he was there, we could have carried not a lot of speed, and we probably would have gotten passed by the Ferrari. So maybe he was playing it smart there, I don't know. Covering the inside line there, and we have the Ferrari as well, who's gonna go past us. I'm in the middle, 3 wide, and we get passed by 2 cars. But now we have a chance to get a slipstream on both of these guys. And again, I wasn't stressing it too much because if we can get the slipstream from the orange car, the Ferrari has no slipstream, we can move to the inside and pass 2 cars at once. I'm 3 wide going into turn 1, and there's even another car behind us. It's actually a back marker in the middle. Car on the right and the left, we pass the orange car, which means we can use that left side of the track using all the curb on the right and back to the left. And now the Ferrari's in front, and he gets a bit of oversteer and he moves out the way, and then now we're on the inside of the track. And already 2 laps, the positions have changed dramatically, and we have that orange car right behind us along with the Ferrari on the left hand side, and we're in front now. What are we gonna defend going to this corner? I have no idea. Braking down at the 100-meter board. Now we have the Ferrari on the left hand side. He's gonna make a move down the inside. We give him plenty of room, and he's still there, and he does almost pull out in front. We almost give him a little bit of a tap there, and the orange car is still there, so we have to stay on the inside, and the positions have changed drastically throughout these past 2 laps. Braking at the 50, getting a late apex, but again, using that runoff there gave us another off track. You can see in the top of the screen, another off track. And do apologize if the camera went out of focus. I'm using an iPhone 6, so actually I'm using an iPod in fact for the webcam, so it's not the greatest, so it does kind of go out of focus sometimes, unfortunately. But yeah, try my best here. Because I don't unfortunately have an official webcam right now, so it might go out of focus. I don't know why it does that, since I'm kind of staying in the same position. But anyways, slipstream from the Ferrari, we're gaining quite a lot, and again, we're gonna go slow on the entry but carry a lot of speed on the exit, and this allows us to be really close behind him. So then we're on this front straight here, super close behind him, and he doesn't go into the pits there, but he's still there on the inside. He goes completely off the track. I don't know if that's legal or whatever, but not too worried about that. And as you can see, the orange car is gonna go on the inside, which I think made it 3 wide. Now I'm all the way on the outside. He goes down the inside, almost a bit of contact there. Very clean driving from all of us, and we get past, but again, a few more laps to go, and we're not worried at all because we have the slipstream to get past. So here we need to be really smart, because once we get to the end of the race, if I pass him here, we are in the disadvantage because then he has a slipstream. But we almost made a move there, and the Ferrari almost passed us there. But toward the end of the race, you can't really be patient anymore. You really have to make smart decisions. Really, ideally, if I was close behind him and there was no one behind me, I would sit back and not pass him until the second before last lap. But since there's cars behind me, if I don't pass him, I could potentially get past, and then I would have to pass 2 cars instead of 1. So I really want to get past him as soon as I can, going into lap 15 of 16. I apologize, this video is quite long, but it's the way the race went, and hopefully all of you enjoyed this race as well as the commentary. So if you do, leave a like down below and subscribe. And now we're on the back straight, going into lap 15. In my head, I'm thinking, like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna try to pass him here? Or are we gonna wait to the last lap, because then he won't have many opportunities to pass me with just 1 lap left? But you're about to see what exactly happens. We don't get the best of the exits, but you can see, I did not realize this till now, the whole pack has caught up to all of us. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right behind us, and before it was just 1, 2, 3, and now we're getting passed on the inside with the Ferrari, and then we have another car that comes out of nowhere, the white car, and we get a little tap there. Going down to turn 1, we get past. The Ferrari's now fighting the orange car. We go on the inside, taking as much curves as we can, getting a late apex there, a little bit of a tap there, and then now we get past this Ferrari. On the right hand side, he's still there. A little bit of contact there, and he's still there on the right hand side. 2 Ferraris fighting pretty much, and we're on the inside now, and now we're right behind them with this slipstream that's available to us. We're losing time to the orange car, which is really who we want to beat. P2 right there, breaking at the 100-meter board, wasting time again going side by side with this guy, but we do get the move done, and now we have 1 lap left, and the orange car is quite far in front. But just like I said before, the more you fight with these guys, you're gonna lose time, and that really proved it. I really proved my point there, because now it was just 2, 3, and 4 battling. Now we have 5 and 6 behind because they just caught up from us battling so much. I wish I was that orange car because he did pull away from us battling so much. Let me know what you guys thought of that incident on the front straight where the white car kind of touched me. I just stayed to that white line, and I think he tried to go off track to pass me, and the track kind of narrowed up. So let me know what you guys think of that incident. I think it's just a racing incident, but I feel like it's my fault. And as you can see, I'm using the human DRS, and at this point I really want to get past. So I'm doing everything I can to try to get past this orange car. The slipstream is just a tiny bit too far, and this is the lap where I'm going to give it my all, because again, there's 1 lap left and this orange car is so far in front. But then the issue is we have the Ferrari behind us, and he's going to get a nice slipstream. He's comfortably sitting behind us. He's in the advantage right now, because if he passes me, I have no place to get him back because there's not much lap left. I didn't be too aggressive there defending. I let him get that move going down into turn 1, slowly shifting the gears. I left him just the right amount of room, but he cannot get past. But again, he's gonna have the advantage once more going down this little short straight into the next 2 corners here, and he's directly behind us. I really want to defend this hard, but I'm not going to do it too much, and we're gonna be on the outside defending, because then we will have the inside line going to the corner, breaking at the 100-meter board. He's there on the inside of the track. Oversteer, we hit that first curb quite nicely, and we get in front, and now he has to deal with that guy behind him who has caught up. But unfortunately, the P2 just looks a little bit too far. 1.2 seconds, and I don't think I could gain this in just half a lap. Last lap of the race, we go a bit wide. We touch the gravel there, and that makes it 10 incidents so far from just going off track and the incidents I had at the beginning. So yeah, really close race right now, really close battle. The Ferrari's directly behind us. He moves to the outside of the track, and he's gonna try to get the move done using all the curb on the inside, and he doesn't get the move done. He falls back, and then now we know we have no pressure from behind, but we don't think we're gonna be able to get this position in front of us. So I was pretty gutted by this, because I don't know if there's much I could do to get it back, especially with all of the fighting we had to deal with. But again, taking a pretty late apex going into the last corner, last lap of the race. I thought it was a pretty good race, to be quite honest. And yeah, we crossed the line and we come to take P3. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good race. I could have gotten that P2, don't really know how. Maybe if I would have not battled so much with the guy behind, but it's really hard when he's pushing, trying to pass you. But that's gonna be it for this video. Apologies for the long video, basically half-hour long. But yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.